We're live.
And we are live. I always do this. I forget to do the switcheroo thing. Technical stuff. Hello. There we are.
There we are.
Hey. Hello. Welcome to our very special Nanci Griffith birthday tribute. We go way back with Nanci. She's a dear friend, a mentor, a collaborator, and birthday girl.
Yeah, so, she's one of the main reasons we do what we do.
Absolutely. The first gigs we had as a duo were as members of Nanci's band, and the day before we left for her Other Voices, Other Rooms tour in Europe, she told us we were going to be the opening act, and that was before we had written any songs. I think we'd written one song together, and from there, well, the rest is history. I guess that's a cliche, but there it is.
Yeah.
Before we start, please subscribe if you haven't already. There should be a little button down here if you're watching on a computer, a subscribe button, and then click on the bell, and that will tell you when our next streams are. And then please like our video because that improves the streaming quality. And we're gonna kick it right off with a Nanci song, and these are all your requests.
I think this one's a really good segue out of the Buddy Holly show that we did recently, because Nanci's from Texas, like Buddy Holly, and she can really write with that Buddy Holly feel.
She shares a love of Buddy Holly with us, and this one was requested by a few people. Alan Darkman requested this, and Hillary and Barb also. Barb said that the Flyer album got her through a rough patch. Okay. So we're going to do the first two songs are for Barb and Hillary as well from the Flyer album. This is
great.
This Heart. 2, 3, 4. Almost taken. This heart had a love of its own. This heart was reawakened when you came along. This heart was born to feet are running. This heart saw your porch light on. This heart hit the sidewalk, wondering why you left it on. This heart And a big happy birthday to Nanci. We spoke with her the day before yesterday to tell her that we were all doing this and we were all going to be here, and she said she was going to try and tune in. So be sure and wish her a happy birthday on the chat there.
And she said to tell everybody, she said hey.
She said hey, she's doing great, and she says that she's very happy to know that we're all gathering here, celebrating her birthday together. All right, well, I mentioned that Barb asked for that song. She asked for this one too. And so did Hillary. I think the two of them should get together and just play the Flyer album for each other.
Yeah.
Because they both love this song, this album, The Flyer, as we do. And this is one that we used to sing with Nanci a lot on the road.
I remember when she wrote it.
1, 2, 3. Plane from San Antonio, I was traveling to London. He was going off to Buffalo, changing planes in Pittsburgh. We got grounded in a storm. La 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 la. Now I would give anything to be on that flyer's arm. Set out on the tarmac to sing songs we knew in Spanish. We both love songs of language. He heard me on the radio. I see the flyers for San Antonio. La 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 la. And I would give anything to have that flyer for my own. Oh yeah, I'm gonna take a look at some of your requests here. Oh, happy birthday, a lot of happy birthday Nancy's. All right, and we did get a lot of phoned in requests, but we wanted to take a second and just tell you how proud we both are of you, our live streaming community, because so much happens here on the chat window. I think if you watch it on the TV through the Roku or whatever, you don't see the comments, but if you log in on a computer, you do. And last week we dedicated a song to Matthew, who had passed away. He was a Marine, and his siblings couldn't attend the funeral, and so we did a song for him. And after we do these streams, we go back and watch so that we can see the comments, because we can't see them all usually. And I was so moved, Pete and I both were, at the love that was pouring in, not for us, but for Matthew's siblings who lost their brother. And it was just, I felt so proud to be the platform for that kind of sympathy and empathy and love.
It was like all the people who are geographically strangers are not strangers once they get on the chat room here, and they all were sort of gathered around in a virtual way to comfort the siblings who had lost their brother. It's just a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Very moving. Yeah. And then this morning I got an email from two of our listeners, Dennis and Lori. They sent me a Swedish proverb, and I thought it was perfect. It perfectly matched that whole sentiment. And they say, shared joy is a double joy. Shared sorrow is half a sorrow.
Oh,
isn't that beautiful?
That's great. That's really great.
So that's what I felt when I read all your beautiful comments to Matthew's siblings. So thank you all for doing that. You're just wonderful folks. We love you. All right.
You know what I noticed about Nanci's songs? A lot of the later ones, Nanci's songs are all about her life of travel that she did for 30 years. And the later ones, a lot of them, she's in an airport or on an airplane.
Right.
And the earlier ones, she's driving around in her pickup truck, driving around America. And you can see her growing as she leaves the South and starts traveling all around. And this is one of those great earlier songs.
This is one that Len Kolner, John Crow, and Teresa Marsick all asked for this one. Probably more of you did too, although I can't keep up with all the requests.
1, 2, 3, 4.
There we go. Without the songs Loretta. And if you can't find a friend, you still got the radio. play that song with Nanci, which was pretty much every gig, we ended on the 5 chord. I always wanted to play that. Go back to the 1.
Yeah, we got our chance.
We got our chance.
You know, when I first met Nanci, one of the first gigs was up in New York City, and she and I sat down in the hotel bar there, and we started having a conversation about folk music. And then we talked about Ian and Sylvia and Tom Paxton and people like that. And she mentioned that one of her all-time favorites and big inspirations was Kate Wolf. And I did a double take, and I said, Kate Wolf was a dear friend of mine, too, and I used to play with her. And so we really kind of bonded over Kate Wolf.
Yeah.
And Nanci said, I want to do an album of folk music covers of my favorite songs by other writers, and I want the whole album to kick off with the song Across the Great Divide. And that's exactly what we did on the album Other Voices, Other Rooms.
Who asked for this one? A bunch of folks asked for this one.
Ready?
Ready? Ready. I've been walking in my sleep, counting troubles instead of counting sheep. Where the years went, I can't say. I just turned around and they've gone away. I've been sifting through the dusty books and faded papers tell a story I used to know. It was one that happened so long ago. It's gone away yesterday. Now I find myself on the mountainside, where the rivers change direction across the great divide. Now I heard the owl calling softly as the night was falling, with a question. And I replied, but he's gone across the borderline. He's gone away yesterday. Now I find myself on the mountainside, where the rivers change direction across the great divide. Finest hour I have seen is the one that comes between the edge of night and the break of day. It's when the darkness rolls away. It's gone away yesterday. Now I find myself on the mountainside, where the rivers change direction across the great divide. It's gone away yesterday. Now I find myself on the mountainside, where the rivers change direction across the great divide. I'm going to tune my guitar We turn the air conditioning off just before we go live so that it goes immediately from like 65 degrees to 90, which is why I'm wearing my cooling scarf. But the guitar doesn't like that change, so we're gonna...
While you're tuning, I'm gonna read a little passage from my book.
Okay.
I wrote a book called Tone, Twang, and Taste. It's a memoir. It's called A Guitar Memoir. And of course, there's quite a bit of content about Nanci in here from my years of playing the Blue Moon Orchestra. And I wrote just a little, it's not an essay, it's shorter than that, but it's just about my feelings about Nanci's music. The very name Nanci Griffith is synonymous with Texas. Not the Texas of the oilmen in the mansions on the hills or the black limousines. Nanci's voice, sometimes dry like a tumbleweed, sometimes rich and full like the Colorado River after a spring rain. It's the voice of the working people, the oil riggers down in the Gulf of Mexico and the red dirt farmers out west. She sings about their struggles, their heartaches, their sun-drenched days and their dark nights of the soul. Most of all, she sang about a small-town Texas girl's dream to see the world at the other end of the two-lane blacktop. Stretched out past the city limits through the mesquite and the cottonwoods. There's a light beyond those woods, and Nanci grew up longing to stand in it.
Oh, yeah. Very good writing, Pete.
And she wrote, I think she's one of the great geographic writers, really, from her travels around America. She would write not only about the place, but about the people there, and she found interesting people, characters for her fiction and her fact everywhere she went.
We played a songwriting workshop in Cape May a couple years ago, and the lore of that hotel is very similar to the lore in this song, and I always wondered if Nanci wrote it about that particular hotel and the particular proprietress there. But I don't like to ask Nanci what her songs are about because it's just rude.
Songs are songs.
You don't ask Bob Dylan what his songs are about.
They don't need any explanation.
But this is such a great story, and I want y'all to sing along because you'll catch on because it's when Pete sings. That'll be your part too. Ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. She owned a hotel on the Jersey Shore. She made her living sending sailors door to door. He was a small one with a crooked smile. He made her eyes light up like the heavens on the 4th of July. She ran the numbers, he love that song.
It's about New Jersey. It's got that good Cajun kind of beat.
Yeah.
And you have two guitars, and one guitar plays and the other one plays a little straighter.
Yeah.
That's like the Cajun triangle. It gets that dance groove. I'm sure everybody was up dancing. I hope they were.
I was dancing in my seat.
We were dancing in the seat.
We're going to send this next one out. Let's see. Yeah. We're going to send this one out to our friend Dick Pleasance.
Yeah. One of the great DJs of all time. Who's not on the air right now, but he's was the voice of Boston folk music for so many years, and he's still a great mentor and a great influence on us. I hope he gets to hear this. This is a song that was written by Nanci on the bus while she was going down to a radio station where Dick Pleasance was going to interview her, and he was a little bit late picking her up. And when he arrived at the coffee shop, she was finishing up this song. That's the way Nanci works.
Thanks, Dick, for being late, because we have this song. This wonderful song by our birthday girl, Nanci Griffith. This is I'm Not Driving These Wheels. From Boston to South Shore in the back of the bus, it's the last winter storm of the season and such, and I am lost to the fiction of the book in my lap. Snow makes me drowsy while my dreams roll and tumble, and it's a long way to Texas, it's a long way back home. It's a 3-hour flight on a plane when I go away from the snow, from Boston to South Shore where my dreams roll and tumble. And bring the pros to the wheel, bring the pros to the wheel. I'm not driving these wheels, I'm not driving these wheels. Bring the pros to the wheel, I'm not driving these wheels, I'm not driving these wheels today. That face in the window is one I should know, but it's never been haloed by New England snow. And the child crossed the aisle, sleeping away, while the soldier behind me lets his strings roll and tumble a mile away. Bring the pros to the wheel, I'm not driving these wheels, I'm not driving these wheels. Bring the pros to the wheel, I'm not driving these wheels, I'm not driving these wheels today. This cradle of the interstate is the weary of dreams, and the hurt fate causes now restless it seems. Oh soldier, dear soldier, you keep your dreams to yourself. My heart's rolled and tumbled until I put it on the shelf. Bring the pros to the wheel, I'm not driving these wheels, I'm not driving these wheels. Bring the pros to the wheel, I'm not driving these wheels, I'm not driving these wheels today. Boston to South Shore in the back of the bus, it's the last winter storm of the season and such, and I am lost to the fiction of the book in my lap. Snow makes me drowsy while my dreams roll and tumble. Dreams roll and tumble. Dreams roll and tumble. I always feel, when I sing that song or I hear it, I feel like I'm on that bus. I can smell the diesel. I can feel the cold of the window against my cheek, and I see the snow coming down. She's such a visual writer.
It might have been her first time up in Boston, which became a really important area for her in the States. When we would go to Boston, we'd play at Boston Symphony Hall. multiple nights, and it would be sold out. She had such devoted fans in New England because I don't know. I think they just appreciate the literary substance of the songs as well as the great singing.
So Jennifer Lennox asked for this song. This is one that I don't really recall doing this song with Nanci on the road. She didn't write the song. There's a few songs that we're doing that Nanci recorded but didn't write, and this is one of them. But this is one of the first songs I ever heard by Nanci Griffith. I was living up in my hometown in North Syracuse, and there's a little teeny tiny radio station in Phoenix, New York. I think it was Phoenix, right up north of the border of North Syracuse. And I remember the first time I heard Nanci, I had to pull off the road. I couldn't believe her voice. I couldn't believe someone could sing like this, and the song she was singing. This was, I think this might have been the second song that I heard by her. We'll do the first song a little bit later, but this this always puts me in a Texas frame of mind.
3, 4, 1.
Phone call took me by surprise. Gee, it's been a long, long time since those hot and humid Texas nights when we went swimming in the tide. Corpus Christi seems so far away, and I'm not talking about the miles. There ain't much I wouldn't give today just to see one of your smiles. But here I sit alone in Denver, sipping the California wine, and I got all night to remember you. Been a long star state of mind. Just saw John Wayne on the Late Late Show. Save the girl and ride away. I was hoping as the credits roll, you'd make it back to her someday. But still I sit alone in Denver, sipping the California wine, and I got all night to remember you. In a lone star state of mind. Lives 1,000 miles or more, here to your front door. I'll be there tomorrow if I left today. And I just pack up my guitar. You know it's really not that far. When you call, you said I'd have a place to stay. Here I am in Denver, sipping the California wine, and I got all night to remember you. In a lone star state of mind. Well, here I sit alone in Denver, sipping the California wine, and I got all night to remember you. In a lone star state of mind. 'Cause I got all night to remember you. In a lone star state of mind. bit at the end reminds me of Everybody's Talking. Everybody's talking. We're going to take a brief minute here just to tell you about our tip jars. Now, when I first moved to Texas, I moved to Austin, Texas right out of college, and I played all my gigs for tips. That was my only income, and I was able to pay my student loan and my rent. And we're back to paying for tips again. Who would have thunk it?
Yeah.
But we really appreciate it. It's our only source of income, and so we love you for it. We've been sending out thank you emails and notes for the people who send in actual checks in the mail. That's fun because we get stacks of letters, cards and letters from people we don't even know. And we thank you for that. The only people we can't thank are the people who send in via Zelly, because when we get those notices, there's no email addresses. So thank you to all the Zelly people. And this is how you can tip us for the music if you are enjoying it. You can go to paypal.me/the Kennedys. Somebody corrected me.
Oh.
paypal.me/the Kennedys music. Or you can go to venmo.com/the_Kennedys. When you use Venmo, they don't take a fee out. They take a fee out with PayPal Me. But either way, we are very, very, very grateful to you. And if you want more...
And if you wanted to do snail mail...
Snail mail is
a lot of people...
Box 1298, New York, New York, 10276. See the little snail? He delivers that directly to us from you.
He'll come right to your door. Takes a
little while. From here to your front door.
your front door. A lot of people do like that because they can handwrite a little note. And then we'll handwrite a little note back to you, and we'll do that old-time correspondence. And it's just so
And some people send us gifts like this.
The dang it doll.
The dang it doll. Dang it, dang it, dang it. That's what you're supposed to do with it. Anyway, there are more options for tipping. If you look in the, if you forget or whatever, you want to go back later, the tip jar information is in the description below this video. You can also go to kennedysmusic.com, and that information is there too. That's our little commercial break. And now, back to the music. This one we're going to do for Stephen Kaner asked for this one, it looks like.
Nanci wrote it. It was a hit for Susie Boggess, too, right?
Yeah, no, Nanci covered Lone Star State of Mind. Somebody else wrote Susie Boggess. And Susie Boggess had a hit with Nanci Griffith's Outbound Plane, and I just love this song. It's got like a Who kind of intro. Sounds like the Who.
Yeah.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Don't wanna be standing here with this ticket for this outbound plane, 'cause I've been here before and somehow this doesn't feel the same. And talk is cheap, so we could talk all night long. We may never figure out just where your love went wrong. And I don't wanna be standing here, and I don't wanna be talking here, and I don't really care who's to blame. 'Cause if love won't fly on its own free will, it's gonna catch that outbound plane. The old folks say that love is not forever anymore, because these young people walk away from love alone to pace the floor. But young or old, I say that love is still the same, and you can walk away from love, but you fall head and heel again. And I don't want to be standing here, and I don't want to be talking here, and I don't really care who's to blame. 'Cause if love won't fly on its own free will, it's gonna catch that outbound plane. Nancy. That's a don't mess with Nancy
That's right,
song.
yeah. She's
I love
going to write a
that.
song about you.
Yeah, she will write a song about
You
it.
better be careful.
You know, Pete, I know a lot of people have been asking for a lot of songs that we've done already. You know, for those of you who are just tuning in because maybe you're Nancy fans, this is our 17th weekly show since the COVID started. Mm-hmm. And one of our missions is to not repeat songs. So far, up until the last show, we've done 177 different songs. Mm-hmm. So we don't like to repeat songs, but we have done a number of them in previous episodes. For example, a lot of folks have asked for I Wish It Would Rain. We did that in episode 8. We did Gulf Coast Highway in episode 5. We did Late Night Grand Hotel in episode 10. We did Pearl's Eye View, which I wrote with Nancy, in episode 4. We did Speed of the Sound of Loneliness in episode 5. And we did Hard Life in episode 12. Now, we did do Trouble in the Fields in episode 3. But we're going to repeat it. And the reason is that it's Don Seagrave's birthday, or was just a couple days ago. And he's one of our dearest friends.
Yeah.
And his wife, Jill, asked us if we would play Trouble in the Fields for Don. How could we say no to Jill or Don? And it's such a great song. We love singing it anyways. This is all about the Dust Bowl and the Great Depression. And I think it's kind of... It's timeless. These songs come back around, don't they? Trouble in the Fields.
3, 4.
Baby, I know that we've got trouble in the fields when the bankers swarm like locusts out there turning on. Where are you? Trains roll by our silos, silver in the rain, leave our pockets full of nothing but our dreams and the golden grain. Have you seen the folks in the line downtown at the station? They're all buying their tickets out and they're talking the Great Depression. Our parents had their hard times 50 years ago when they stood out in these empty fields in dust as deep as snow. And all this trouble in our fields, if this rain can fall, these wounds can heal. They'll never take our native soil. But if we sell that new John Deere, then we'll work these crops with sweat and tears. You be the mule, I'll be the plow. Come harvest time, we'll work it out. There's still a lot of love here in these troubled fields. But if we sell them John Deere, we am going to tune, because this next song is one I simply must be in tune for. Actually, they're all in that category. But all the time we played with Nanci, maybe you played this song with her before, but by the time I joined the band, we weren't singing the song anymore. During the Other Voices, Other Rooms album tour, which is the one that I was on, she did a lot of songs from that album. But when we reconnected with her back in 2010, a lot of time had gone by. A lot of people asked for this song, but Nanci had just lost, there's 3 people in this song: Nanci and John, her childhood or teenage era boyfriend, and Mary Margaret, who was her best friend. And Mary Margaret had just died prior to our touring with her again in 2010. It was just, every time anyone asked for it, she said, it's too soon, it's too soon. Well, fast forward to one of our last gigs with Nanci, maybe in 2014, I think it was. We did a series of shows at the City Winery in New York City. And it was a wonderful show. She was, the audience just hung on every word like they usually do, as you know. But she was on familiar ground. She'd spent so much time in New York. And we did a great show and went off stage, got called back for an encore, went off stage. Usually after the encore, we all go off to our dressing rooms, but they kept on cheering. And I was standing next to Nanci. Every time anyone asked her for the song, she said no. And but then she looked at me and she said, well, if I'm going to do this song ever, anywhere, I'm going to do it here tonight. And this is the only time I ever played this song with her. And as soon as she started singing, I could see tears coming down her face. So I just watched her and I sang harmony and kind of held each other up. By the time the song was over, both of us were crying, and I looked out at the audience, and they say, here's another cliche for you, not a dry eye in the house. Yeah. There wasn't. The audience's eyes were all gleaming. I'll never forget that in my life. Yeah. So we're going to do the song, dedicate it to Nanci on her birthday, and to the memory of her dear friends, John and Mary Margaret.
Yeah.
And 3, 4. There's a light beyond these woods, Mary Margaret. Do you think that we will go there and see what makes it shine, Mary Margaret? It's almost morning and we talked all night. But we've made big plans for 10-year-olds and I. Have you met my new boyfriend, Margaret? His name's John and he rides my bus to school and he holds my hand. He's 14. He's my older man. We'll still be the best of friends, the 3 of us, Margaret, John, and I. Let's go to New York City, Margaret. We'll hide out in the subway, we'll drink the poet's wine. Oh, but I had John, so you went and I stayed behind. You were home in time for the senior prom. We lost John. Fantasies we planned, well, I'm living them now. All the dreams we sang, we knew how. That one always gets me. Oh.
That's a heck of a song, man.
How do we get out of that one?
To write a song like that. I just heard John Lennon on the radio, a clip from an interview, and he said, I could write a song for a movie or something like that because I know the craft. He said, but I prefer to write from the spirit.
Yeah, that's
And
Nanci.
I think
That's classic. That's probably why she couldn't play that either. Who can get through that song without a few tears?
So we got time for 2 minutes.
Well, we're going to do the song this is the song I very first heard driving in my car. And I thought, oh yeah, I can dig it. I can't believe that I went from being such a fan of Nanci Griffith to being in her band, touring all over Europe and the United States, and becoming friends with her and collaborators even. What an amazing thing.
Yeah.
And what a generous person is Nanci Griffith to have shared that with us.
That's how we got started, in the context of the Blue Moon Orchestra, and Nanci putting us out on stage all over America, over the British Isles and Ireland.
And when we got back from that tour, we went and got ourselves a publishing deal and a song and a recording contract. And I think it was largely based on Nanci Griffith's endorsement of us. We were good enough for her, so we were good enough for the publisher and the record label. So we owe her a great debt of gratitude.
Yeah.
And a big old happy birthday.
A big old happy birthday, right?
Ready?
Yeah.
She drove west from Salt Lake City to the California coastline. She hit the San Diego freeway doing 60 miles an hour. She had a husband on her bumper. She had 5 restless children. She was singing as sweet as a mockingbird in that 40 kind of line. She is the salt of the earth, straight from the bosom of the Mormon church with a police like wine, cruising along in that 40 kind of Her husband was a gambler, he was a Salt Lake City rounder. He built a golden cage around his silver-throated bride. Too many nights he left her crying, with his cheap man is alive. But his big mistake was in buying her that 40 kind of line. She is the salt of the earth, straight from the bosom of the Mormon church with a police like wine, cruising along in that 40 kind of line. She is the salt of the earth, straight from the bosom of the Mormon church with a police like wine, cruising along in that 40 kind of Well, she's singing the songs around this country, from Seattle to Montgomery. Those kids are grown and they're around her nose. You cannot gauge your wife on the back roads of our nation. She become a living legend. She tries to poop the bill, but her hot ride still met 40 kind of line. She tries to poop the bill, but her hot ride still met 40 kind of line. Another Don't Mess with Nanci song.
Right.
That's what Don't Mess with Nanci.
Don't mess with Nanci.
Oh man, we have so many more songs that we wanted to get to and we couldn't. So tune in subsequent weeks. We won't be doing all Nanci Griffith, but we always throw in your requests, whatever they are. We'll get to all the ones we didn't get to. But I emailed Julie Gold the other day and told her we were going to do this show, and said, I'll bet you we'll get some requests for From a Distance. Sure enough, we did. I know Kathy von Bieberstein asked for this, among other people. So this is such a great song. Nanci did it first. Actually, Christine Lavin was a friend of both Nanci's and Julie Gold's. Julie was working as a secretary, I believe, and she was writing songs and making little cassette tapes. She got this cassette tape to Christine Lavin, who was peddling it around, and she gave it to Nanci Griffith to perform. And Nanci loved it, immediately recorded it, and that was the first recording of this song, and it's been recorded many, many times. In fact, it blasted up into space, this song.
Yeah.
It's up in space. So this is this song can see us from a distance.
It's kind of a world anthem. And
Yes,
Nanci's the one who really got it out there.
from a distance, the world looks blue and green, and the snow-capped mountains white. And from a distance, the ocean beats the stream, and the eagle takes to flight. From a distance, there is harmony, and it echoes through the land. And it's the voice of hope, it's the voice of peace, it's the voice of every man. From a distance, we all have enough, and no one is in need. And there are no guns, no bombs, no diseases, no hungry mouths to feed. From a distance, we are instruments marching in a common band, playing songs of hope, playing songs of peace. They're the songs of every man. God is watching us, God is watching us, God is watching us from a distance. From a distance, you look like my friend, even though we are at war. And from a distance, I can comprehend what all this war is for. From a distance, there is harmony, and it echoes through the land. And it's the hope of hope, and it's the love of love. It's the heart of every man. It's the hope of hope, it's the love of love, and this is the song of every. Happy birthday, Nanci.
Happy birthday, Nancy.